Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and this video is going to be a doozy. I'm gonna need you guys to grab a snack, maybe a drink, because this is going to be quite a long one, and to quote Blame Truth, I've got a lot that I want to get off my chest in this video, because I made a mistake. I should have known better, but every now and then I feel like I need to place my hand back on the stove just to make sure it's still gonna burn me. It's my own damn fault, but I decided to play Black Ops 6 again today. The initial idea was good enough. I spent a few hours the other night in a call with Erock on Tech, and he mentioned to me that he was about to hit Prestige Master and that he was working on his Darkspine challenges. We're actually doing a pretty fun collaboration video in the very near future, so definitely check out his channel. There's a link to that down there in the description. Maybe comment Nero sent you on his most recent video. But in talking to him, he made playing Black Ops 6 sound like so much fun. Plus, I'm completely out of new Black Ops 6 footage for my videos, so I figured, why not? Let's jump in. Hopefully it won't be too bad. But mother of God, it was absolutely terrible. Literally nothing about this game has changed since the last time I played it. I played like 2 hours during Season 3 Reloaded. It was all basically the same shit, right? I played like 2 hours back when Season 3 itself first came out. It was also pretty much the same shit. Like, how in the world am I constantly playing against iridescent players in the Call of Duty franchise? Now, I'm not one for major conspiracy theories, but I'm starting to wonder if I'm genuinely blacklisted by Activision. Like, I feel like my account in particular has to be cursed or something, because I literally don't even play the game, but when I do, they still have me facing these top 1,000 ranked players in the world. It just makes zero sense whatsoever. But then I noticed something really interesting in my lobbies today. Now, I'm sure that all of you remember last year when Activision came out and they finally started to talk to us about skill-based matchmaking here within the Call of Duty series. We got a number of blog posts. They even put out those white pages for people to read through, and it was all basically just a bunch of bullshit, right? Written up by Activision and their lawyers, because they found a way to make the system sound somewhat reasonable to the uninformed and to the ignorant. The biggest takeaway and Activision's reasoning for keeping skill as a factor weighed within matchmaking is to protect game integrity and keep people playing. When I go back and look at what they said last year during Modern Warfare 3 and then compare it to what literally happened to me this afternoon, the two things are not lining up whatsoever. It's literally Activision and common sense, a Venn diagram depicting two non-converging circles. In their blog post, they wrote, and I quote, "We use player performance to ensure that the disparity between the most skilled player in the lobby and the least skilled player in the lobby isn't so vast that players feel their match is a waste of time. Our data on player outcomes clearly indicates that the inclusion of skill in Call of Duty's multiplayer matchmaking process, as it currently stands, increases the variety of outcomes experienced by players of all skill levels. In other words, all players, regardless of skill level, are more likely to experience wins and losses more proportionately." So that right there does not line up with literally any of my experiences as of late. They don't want our matches feeling like a waste of time, and they want a variety of outcomes. Well, let me tell you guys right here and now that the matches I played today were all the exact same, man. Like, every single match was a blowout. Everybody was quitting the lobby left and right, to the point of absurdity, right? And Activision loves their data so much. Well, I've got some data to share with them, but before we do that, we need to listen to them spout their bullshit even more so I can prove that everything that they're saying here is demonstrably false. In that same blog post, they go on to say, "Our data shows that when lower skill players are consistently on the losing end, they are likely to quit matches in progress or stop playing altogether. This has an effect on the player pool. A smaller player pool means wait times for matches increase and connections may not be as strong as they should be. This can compound over time to create a spiral effect. Eventually, when only high skill players remain because lower skill players have quit out of frustration, the result is an ecosystem that is worse overall for everyone." So just let me recap this here. Let's just make everything Activision said crystal clear. Number A, matches shouldn't feel like a waste of time. Number B, there should be a variety of outcomes. Number C, players quitting has an effect on the player pool. And number D, when players quit out of frustration, the ecosystem is worse overall for everyone. Well, dear Activision, would you please explain to me exactly what the fuck happened in my matches earlier today? Again, I don't play a lot of Black Ops 6. I've barely played in the past 5 months, so none of this is cherry-picked. I jumped on today, I played 5 matches of Firing Range 24/7, I recorded everything, and here are going to be the results. Like I mentioned, ranked play kids were everywhere in my lobbies. Some of them Diamond, some of them Crimson, some even iridescent players, which means they're like in the top 1,000-ish players in the world. Freaking ridiculous, right? My first match was domination. The game was an absolute blowout. The final score was 200-36, and 8 people backed out of that lobby. The match wasn't even 7 minutes long, and and 8 people quit that match out of frustration. Activision themselves said this has a negative effect on everything, and it sure did, because the match was boring. Everybody kept leaving, and it felt like I was wasting my time. The second match was a bit more sensible. It was still a blowout in the grand scheme of things. It was a 9-minute long domination match that finished 200 to 109, almost double their score, but only 3 people backed out this time around, so not too bad there. The third time around was just freaking silly, man. It started off strong. My team was beating up on the other team, and the other team backed out a bunch. New ringers eventually would end up joining their team. They started to stomp us, which made my team end up backing out. All in all, it was a 10-minute match of hardpoint where we lose by more than 100 points, and there were 9 people that backed out of that lobby. 9, for crying out loud. Like, that's a German word for what I would say to the creator of skill-based matchmaking if he was on fire and he needed me to piss on him to put him out, but it's also the number of people that were jumping in and jumping out of that particular lobby. The fourth match was a complete shit show. I joined in late, and there's already 3 people missing on the other team, and because I just joined my team, that means at least 4 people backed out already before I even got there, and the game was a complete joke, man. We won 250 to 3. I was only in the lobby for 2 minutes and 31 seconds, but even then, 9 more people ended up backing out that I'm aware of. Like, how freaking absurd is that? And then the 5th and final match here was just more of the same. We win an 8-minute long game of domination, 200 to 77, yet another blowout. It wasn't even remotely close, and 6 people backed out of that lobby. Now, for posterity's sake, let's go ahead and run that back just one more time. Activision does not want people backing out of matches, and they want a variety of outcomes, but every single match I played today was the exact same. Whether I won or lost, the match was a blowout. People were backing out left and right, and since Activision and some of the contrarians on the internet love their precious data so much, let's go ahead and take a look at that data. If we add up all the people who quit today and divide that by the 5 matches I played, that comes out to 7 quitters per lobby on average. 7 people, ladies and gentlemen. That is more than an entire team. That is more than half of each of the 2 teams, but wait, it gets even better. Adding up the playtime in each of my matches, interestingly enough, it came out to 36 minutes and 36 seconds in total, and like before, we found that we had 35 quitters in that time, which comes out to somebody backing out in my matches on average once every fucking minute, dude. That is insane. Like, back me up here, guys. Am I going crazy? 35 rage quits in 36 minutes, and Activision thinks that is good. And mind you, I'm not talking about some outlier here, man. This is literally just my first 5 games in about a month's time. This is literally just firing range 24/7 at 4 p.m. Eastern on a fucking Tuesday. I did not cherry pick this. This is just what happened my first time playing in well over a month, and it's an absolute fucking disgrace. Like, forget the idea of disbanding lobbies. You know, people talk about the idea of disbanding lobbies quite often. We don't need to talk about that whatsoever anymore. We need to talk about the idea of disbanding matches, man. Like, 7 people quitting per game means that 7 new people get thrown in. Add on top of that the 12 people that start off the match, and we're literally talking about 19, but we're going to call it 20 for the sake of it, people per lobby. 20 different players on average in each of my games today. Nobody's talking, nobody cares, people are just leaving and joining in over and over and over. What kind of an experience is that? It's just one giant circus of people joining and leaving, and because of that, every lobby ended up being a blowout. Nobody had fun, nobody got a ton of kills, nobody made any big plays. It was literally just the most boring, soulless, waste of time experience you can have while playing a Call of Duty game. What blows my mind is what I experienced today is literally the exact opposite of what Activision claims should be happening with skill-based matchmaking. According to them, people shouldn't be backing out. According to them, outcomes of matches should be varied. According to them, the matchmaking system is what's best for the game and it creates the best possible experience for players, but they must not be talking about me, man, and I don't think they're talking about any of us, because let's face it, if you're out here watching Call of Duty videos on YouTube and watching old NerosCinema here cover the topic of skill-based matchmaking for the very first time ever, then you're a good Call of Duty player. On average, you're going to be better than most, and the system here does not help us whatsoever. It does nothing but hurt us. After years of dealing with this bullshit, everybody is wise to it, at least the people in our skill brackets, and that's why everybody backs out all the time. That's why every match is just a blowout. That's why you feel nothing anymore when you play the Call of Duty series. I refuse to believe that lower skill players are backing out nearly as much on average as the higher skill players. I refuse to believe that they even give a shit enough to to back out in the first place, and I might just have to boot up my Father of 4 account once again just to prove that with some more testing, but I don't even think that's necessary because I have footage from back in the day, back before they patched 2-boxing, and literally nobody in any of these matches was quitting, even while they were getting shit stomped. Like, look at this footage right here, man. This is 10v10 domination, right? And that's very important. 10v10, meaning there are 8 more players in this lobby than normal. That's 66% more players for you, Activision, since you like your precious data so much, and literally nobody quit out the entire match. I drop a freaking nuke in this lobby just to see how easy it would be. You know, I'm 2-boxing and everything, and of course it was stupidly easy, by the way, and the only person to leave in this particular match was one of my teammates who ended up timing out halfway through the match. That's probably because he was AFK eating himself a ham and cheese sandwich or something and forgot to move his character forward every now and then. There were 20 people in this lobby. Somebody is dominating to the point of dropping a freaking nuke, and nobody backed out, not even one person. Here's going to be footage of another match from the old 2-boxing testing days, and somebody in my lobby 2-boxed in as well, and they were trying their ass off, right? I was running around with a baseball bat just trying to get footage and test out 2-boxing and all that. This dude is raining down blackbirds and chopper gunners because he 2-boxed in once again, and literally nobody is backing out. Like, I think it's safe to say here, ladies and gentlemen, that everything Activision and their lawyers were claiming in those matchmaking reports was a complete and total lie. Well, guys, where do we go from here? I want to play Black Ops 6. I want to play the Call of Duty series. I want to enjoy it like I used to, but it feels damn near impossible anymore. Season 4 is right around the corner. New maps, new guns, new stuff to do, but nothing is going to matter. I will be playing, but I guarantee it's going to be the exact same stuff. Every match will be a blowout. People will be backing out like crazy, and I can already see the title of that video on launch day of Season 4. It's going to be something to the effect of, I was right about Black Ops 6 Season 4. One thing people need to understand is I don't want to have to make videos like this, but I pretty much have to. Sure, views are doing fine, and that's simply because pretty much everybody agrees with exactly where I'm coming from. I see it getting thrown around quite a bit. Man, you're just rage baiting. All you do is complain, and my response to them is always the same. I always say, what specifically did you disagree with in the video? That's all. What specifically did I say that was wrong? And they never have a comeback. And I think in a lot of ways, people who get angry at me or channels like myself or Blame Truth or whatever, I think they're actually just deflecting the anger that they have for the Call of Duty franchise towards us. When content creators say that we're rage baiting, I think it's more them just being upset that literally nobody cares about what's going on with the new update or whatever it is they're doing a video on. They essentially play this character, you know, like this happy-go-lucky COD guy who just loves absolutely everything, when in reality, a lot of these guys don't. You know what I mean? Like, they're just as annoyed as the rest of us. They log into Call of Duty because it's their job, not because they want to actually play, and also they can't break character. They have to keep up the facade because that's who they've built themselves up as, and to stray away from that is to take a giant risk. The difference between creators like that and creators like myself is I'm always 100% honest with you guys when it comes to everything, and that's been true in the 14 years that I've been making videos. When the game is good, the videos are almost universally positive. I would love nothing more than to go back to the days of Black Ops 4, World War II, Modern Warfare Remastered, or any of the amazing games that came out before then. It's not that I just hate Call of Duty and I love complaining just to hear my own speech impediment every freaking video. The reason for the tone shift in my content is because what we see in Call of Duty right now just isn't good, and to pretend otherwise would be completely disingenuous, not only to myself, but to you guys. I want nothing more than to go back to when Call of Duty was just fun, back when it was a blast to play, and dude, just take a listen to some of this stuff right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, what an awesome trailer that was. Operation Absolute Zero looks freaking fantastic. Of course, we knew this was going to be coming to the game tomorrow for the PlayStation 4 first, but beforehand, all we had was a blog post and a couple of images, right? We really didn't get to see what content was going to be added to the game until today, and I've got to say, this content looks freaking fantastic. So first things first, we don't have anything game-breaking like that here in Call of Duty World War II, so maybe it's not better than Modern Warfare 2, but it's up there. It's a really good Call of Duty game in my opinion. I have played it every day, without exception, for several hours each day. I love every aspect of this game's multiplayer. I beat the entire campaign. I posted a Let's Play over on my second channel, and that was incredible the entire way through. I'll say that I feel as though the beta itself on the PlayStation 4 was a runaway success. I feel as though it was amazing in just about every aspect. I put so much playtime. Be sure to hop on and play a few rounds of zombies this weekend just to try to contribute to the community goal, because if we all work together on this challenge will be completed in no time. And speaking of completing challenges, were you one of those people last year who was unable to get all the gear for Operation Shamrock and Awe in Modern Warfare Remastered? Well, I have some good news for you guys. Raven Software has reactivated Operation Shamrock Shamrock in Modern Warfare Remastered today, which means we have the return of Daybreak 24/7, which for those who don't know is the bright spring version of Downpour. These special St. Patrick's Day camouflages can now be earned once again by doing challenges on Daybreak, and the Operation Shamrock supply drop gear can once again be obtained from the Quartermaster. So enjoy that while you can. The event is scheduled to end next Friday on March 23rd, so if you're looking to scratch that Modern Warfare 2 Remastered itch after today's leaks.
You guys hear that tone? Do you hear that joy, the happiness in my voice? What happened to that guy? Well, Activision happened. That's all there is to it. When they decided to ruin the franchise with manipulative matchmaking, everything that was once fun about this series started to go away. Slowly over time, I went from that super happy-go-lucky content creator to the person that you guys listen to here each and every day. Now, you might ask yourself, well, why do you keep doing it? You know, what keeps you covering COD if things are this bad? And you guys just heard it, man. Did you hear how happy I used to be playing the Call of Duty series? Call of Duty used to be amazing. It was so much fun. I would genuinely wake up bright and early, jump out of bed at the ass crack of 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and head over to my PC and get to work making videos, covering the news, and of course, actually playing and enjoying the Call of Duty series. The reason why my sleep schedule is as bad as it is, and always has been since I was pretty much 18 years old, was because I've been playing Call of Duty since then, man, staying up to 5 o'clock in the morning, just freaking loving every aspect of it, and I really do miss those days. Everything about Call of Duty back then was awesome. Sure, there were some bad things here and there, of course, and I did cover all of that at the time, but the bad aspects of Call of Duty from 2018 and before were nothing compared to the bad aspects of Call of Duty that we have been dealing with lately. I think that looking at my channel and how the content has shifted over the course of the past 14 years is a great parallel to the Call of Duty franchise as a whole. It isn't just me. Everybody is feeling and thinking the exact same thing. People are burnt out. They are tired of the manipulation. They are tired of the bullshit, and they just want COD to be amazing like it used to be. But then we have Activision. We have them lying through their teeth about how skill-based matchmaking is good for the series when I just proved to all of you how false of a claim that is. It does the exact opposite of what Activision claims is their intention. I think that, like a lot of you, I want the good old days of COD to return, and in some ways they have, you know, like certain things like round-based zombies coming back, prestige mode coming back, the camo grind getting better and changing over time, the minimap returning, Dead Silence returning. A lot of these fixed features came as a direct result of you guys and channels like myself always holding Activision accountable and always holding their feet to the fire. I often see people saying, just give up, it's a lost cause, and to those people I say fuck right off. I will always do whatever I can to help get this franchise back on track and use whatever little power or influence I have to be an advocate for positive change within this series. Like the great Three Dog always said, keep on fighting the good fight, and that's what I will always do. So I want to thank each and every one of you for watching this video here today. All of your support through the views, the likes, the comments, the super thanks, the shares, everything helps me keep being able to do this after 14 years, which if you really think about it is an absurd amount of time. The 14-year anniversary of my channel is in a couple of months. July 2nd, mark your calendars, and most people who started posting Call of Duty videos back in 2011 aren't even around anymore, yet for some reason, I'm still here. For some reason, I still remain. Like this little freaking cockroach that somehow got into Activision's kitchen and refuses to leave until they get their shit together, and you guys know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for listening to this video here today. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts and feedback down there in the comments. Be sure to sub if you guys are new around here. Thank you so much for listening and for your continued support of my channel, and until next time, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.